Hi, this is Chrissy Incognito, and welcome to another episode of my channel. Now, you might be wondering why I'm incognito. This is my alter ego that can say things that I cannot otherwise say unless I was incognito. So, thank you for returning. In order to understand more about this episode, please view the previous episode. Happy listening. Now, he knew I had a nose job. And so he knew this after we stopped seeing each other. It wasn't anything like new or anything, but he kept saying things like, "Oh, Chrissy has $1 million face. Look at that. That's like a star of a that's a face of a star or something like that." He kept saying that's $1 million face because back in the day, especially, plastic surgery was very expensive. I mean, people just couldn't get it willy-nilly. It's not like it is now. So he made a joke. He would say, "Oh, she has $1 million face," right? And I would just be like, "That's weird because you never said anything before." It was never like, meaning it was never a really big deal before. And then he noticed, so like I have what's called a Cupid's bow, and he grabbed me one day, like not grab, but like he's like, wait a minute," 'cause, like he's very animated and um and like childish. So he grabbed me one day and he's like, wait a minute." He's like, "Did you have that little bow at the top of your lips when we dated?" I was like, "Yes." Like I didn't think anybody was looking at it. I said, "Yeah." I said, I probably just played it up with makeup today." And he's like, "Oh my gosh, if I knew that when we were dating, I wouldn't have stopped kissing your lips." No, instead he insulted me. So I really don't know what was going on. He was with my friend and he was saying this all in front of her. I mean, I'm 17, she's 16. I mean, it's not adult etiquette where adults, like nowadays it would be like, "Listen, I'm bailing out. This is inappropriate to be saying in front of your girlfriend." But we're kids at the time. So I just was like, I don't know what to make of this. And she didn't say anything to me. So we were just going about, going about, going about. Well, when he started to date my friend, evidently he started to date another girl. And this other girl was really possessive of him. So I don't know what he was saying, but he made it sound like, not that I was his girlfriend, but I think what he did is he kept bringing me up in front of this other girl, just like he kept bringing me up in front of my friend who was his girlfriend. So one day, we're at the mall because everything happens at the mall. And I kind of know what the other girl looks like. And it's not really a big deal because nobody's seriously dating. My friend was probably going out with like a guy or so. And so when Paul was going out with two girls, it was very innocent. So it wasn't this like, we have a lifelong commitment, you can't see anybody else. And the girl came up to us and was like, "You stay away from Paul." And now she's saying this to my friend. Okay. She's like, "You stay away from Paul. He's mine." And then so I went to go say something like, "Listen, like, why don't you leave us alone and take it up with Paul?" And she turns around and she goes, "And for you, I'm sick about hearing about you." It's like, I'm not even the girlfriend anymore. I got rid of him, you know? So this became kind of problematic. I don't know why, because I was not his girlfriend. I was some way 6 months ago girlfriend, which in teen land, that's forever. And again, this girl would be at places that me and my friend were at. And then she started showing up at my work. So, of course, I worked at the mall. Where else are you going to work, right? When you're a mall rat. So she kept showing up with her friends at my work, and my manager had to keep getting the guards to like kick her out. So it just became a really problematic thing. So it just wasn't going away. It was like she was at work. Um, she was showing up at the beach. Um, she was like, she was everywhere that my friend happened to be. The difference was I worked at the mall and my friend lived further away. So I was more accessible to this lunatic. So finally, my parents were like, um, we need to get a restraining order against her because she's not going away. She's showing up all hours at my work. So when you left, you had to go to your car in the parking lot. And she was sometimes waiting at like the entrance for me to come. I was like, lady, I got rid, and I think I said that to her. I was like, I got rid of him. I said, I don't want him, you know? So we had to go down and file like some kind of temporary restraining order. And then she finally kind of went away. I really don't know what happened to her after that, but she stopped bothering me. But it's so weird because Michael got stalker-ish. Obviously, Eric got stalker-ish. And now this girl got stalker-ish. Like, I'm like, what is going on here? So then my friend and Paul started to date, I guess, more seriously sometime after that. And he did the same thing to her. I remember I went over her house one day and she's crying and she's on the phone with him and he's insulting her. And I'm saying to her, like, hang up. Why are you listening to him? Why are you getting all upset? Why are you allowing him to go on? I mean, this was like a really insignificant relationship. Like they had been dating like a month, you know? And she just wouldn't, and I could not get an answer out of her of why she wouldn't hang up on him, and the only thing I could think of was, she needed constant attention, and so to remove him was going to remove any positive attention that she might have gotten from him. I still don't think it was worth it, but that's how it went. Now, she and I stopped being friends because she started to insult me. And it started to get a little bit more um towards the end of our friendship. Now, I don't really think it had to do anything with him. She always kind of a little bit had this tendency. Maybe he like brought it out in her. But she started to become insulting, and I was like, and it was just one thing after another, after another. But day after day, comments after comments after put downs, I was just like, yeah, I don't need this. And I had heard from mutual friends that she had also done that to them. So I feel like I made a good decision in removing unhealthy people from my life. This girl and Paul. So that's the story of Paul and just what had happened with that. That was kind of right after Michael, when I was at the mall and hanging out with my friends and everything like that. And to this day, he's still a character, this Paul guy. So all right. Well, this is Chrissy Incognito. Thank you for joining me. And remember, happy listening.